Welcome to the Data Science Rabbit Podcast, the official podcast of the Data Science Rabbit Hole. I'm your host, Michael Bagalman. On this show, we'll be falling down the rabbit hole into ancient Jewish wisdom, an interesting metaphor for looking at your own mind, and my semi-educated opinion on digital security. So come along and join the fun. Today's episode is brought to you by the correlation coefficient, because sometimes relationships are complicated, but not in our world. Whether you're positive, negative, or somewhere in between, we've got a number for that. Remember, just because two variables move together doesn't mean they're in love. It could be a spurious relationship. Correlation coefficient, helping data scientists confuse correlation with causation since 1896. Today, we're diving into the dusty scrolls of Jewish ethics to uncover some ancient insights that'll make your algorithms sit up and pay attention. That's right, we're talking Pirkei Avot, the ethics of the fathers. But don't worry, we won't be growing any patriarchal beards or donning phylacteries, unless, of course, that's your thing. First up, action over study. Now I know what you're thinking, but I just spent a fortune on that Udemy course. Well, tough luck, Pythonistas. Pirkei Avot, Chapter 1, Mishnah 17 says, "Study is not the main thing. Action is." So stop binge-watching tutorials and start building something. Your GitHub profile isn't going to populate itself with half-baked projects. Next, we have learning from everyone. Pirkei Avot, Chapter 4, Mishnah 1 asks, "Who is wise? One who learns from every person." Even that intern who can't seem to grasp the difference between a tuple and a list? Yep, even him. Who knows? He might accidentally stumble upon the next breakthrough algorithm while trying to debug his Hello World program. Now, on to mentorship. Pirkei Avot, Chapter 1, Mishnah 6 advises, make for yourself a mentor. But let's be realistic, in data science, finding a mentor is about as easy as finding a data set without outliers. So, if you manage to snag one, hold on to him or her tighter than you hold on to your favorite mechanical keyboard. Lastly, we have the classic conundrum of self-interest versus community good. Pirkei Avot, Chapter 1, Mishnah 14 ponders, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? But if I am only for myself, what am I?" In data science terms, it's like asking, should I hoard this groundbreaking algorithm for myself, or open source it and watch some Silicon Valley bro make millions off my work? Tough call. So there you have it, ancient wisdom for the modern data scientist. Who knew that a bunch of old rabbis could have so much to say about our field? Maybe next time we'll explore what the 10 Commandments can teach us about data privacy. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's training data? Before you go back to overfitting your models, take a moment to reflect on these timeless principles. They might just save you from becoming another cautionary tale in the annals of data science disasters. And if nothing else, they'll make great small talk for your next awkward networking event. Until next time, keep your code clean and your ethics cleaner. Once again, I'd like to introduce the data scientist nonpareil, Cornelius P. Snarkington, to lend his wit and wisdom to the Data Science Rabbit Podcast.
Our fellow voyagers of the vocational voyage gather round as Cornelius P. Snarkington navigates you through the cerebral climbs of your professional endeavors. Today we embark on a quest to master the mind's mysteries using the metaphorical map of weather, climate, and terrain. Inspired by the ingenious insights of Dr. Steve Peters in The Chimp Paradox, we shall view our mental machinations as elements of nature. a powerful prism through which we can illuminate the intricate interplay of our inner world and its impact on our careers. Picture, if you will, the weather of your mind as those fleeting moods and emotions that swirl like autumn leaves, shaping your daily decisions. The climate, on the other hand, is the long-standing pattern of thoughts and beliefs that chart the course of your career over time. And the terrain. It is the landscape of your life's journey, the valleys of challenge and the peaks of opportunity that mold your professional destiny. Consider a moment of challenge, akin to a sudden storm on a summer's day. Picture yourself on the precipice of a crucial business decision, your heart racing like the wind in a tempest. This, my friends, is the weather of your mind, transient, tumultuous, and as changeable as the clouds. It's the immediate emotional response to the world around you, as unpredictable as a lightning strike, yet as fleeting as the rainbow that follows. Now, cast your gaze further afield, to the overarching patterns that shape your professional persona. The climate of your mind is the long-term mental milieu, the prevailing winds of your beliefs and attitudes. It's the habitual thought patterns that influence your behavior over time, much like the steady trade winds that guided ancient mariners. For instance, a climate of resilience might see you weathering career setbacks with steadfast determination, while a climate of doubt might cloud your decisions with hesitation. Finally, let us consider the terrain, the varied topography of your life's journey. This is the backdrop against which your personal and professional story unfolds. It's the environment you navigate daily, from the valleys of adversity to the summits of success. Each element of your terrain, be it a leadership role, a collaborative project, or a career transition, shapes your journey, offering unique challenges and opportunities for growth. In understanding these elements, weather, climate, and terrain, we equip ourselves with the tools to navigate the complex geography of our minds. We learn to anticipate emotional squalls, understand the prevailing winds of our thoughts, and adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our careers.
Today, let's dive into the murky waters of password security, where the illusion of safety is as fragile as your grandma's china collection at a bull rodeo. Buckle up, because we're about to shatter some long-held beliefs faster than you can say password 123. You know those annoying password requirements? The ones that force you to include a number, a capital letter, and a special character, as if you're crafting some sort of cryptographic cocktail? Well, hold on to your keyboards, because I'm about to tell you that these digital bouncers might actually be rolling out the red carpet for the bad guys. Now, before you start hyperventilating into your SSH terminal, let's break this down. The real threat isn't some hoodie-wearing hacker furiously typing away in a dimly lit basement, trying to guess your pet's name followed by your birth year. No, the true danger lurks in the shadows of data breaches, where encrypted password files are snatched up like hotcakes at a techie breakfast buffet. Let's play a numbers game, shall we? Imagine all passwords are 10 characters long using only the 26 letters of the English alphabet. With a hypothetical 100 password guesses per second, cracking a specific password might take over 22,000 years. Sounds secure, right? Well, so did the Titanic, and we all know how that turned out. Now introduce a user base of 100,000, and suddenly each guess could be tested against all accounts. It's like playing password bingo, except instead of winning a cheap stuffed animal, the prize is your entire digital identity. People's tendency to use familiar words or patterns further shortens this time, possibly down to a few weeks or less. It's like watching the lifespan of a mayfly and fast forward. But wait, there's more. Enter the complexity paradox. By expanding the character set to include numbers as well as letters, we theoretically increase security potential. In our hypothetical example, it moves from about 22,000 years to 600,000 years. Impressive, right? Well, hold on to your RSA tokens because here's where it gets interesting. Enforcing special character types can actually make passwords easier to crack. If the hackers know that one character must be a number, that 600,000 drops faster than a tech stock after a failed product launch, plummeting to 86,000 years. It's like telling a burglar, hey, one of these keys definitely opens the front door. Great job. Essentially, compared to having every character open to being a number, letter, or special character, forcing users to include at least one of each makes it easier for hackers to break passwords. It's like trying to make your house safer by putting a sign out front that says, "Beware of dog, who's definitely in the backyard, not the front." Security experts assume people lean towards simpler passwords, so their strategy is to counterbalance this tendency. But it's like trying to diet by replacing all your meals with kale smoothies. Sure, it might work, but at what cost to your sanity and will to live? So what's a poor, digitally vulnerable soul to do in this password purgatory? Well, here's a radical thought. Maybe it's time to ditch the complex password requirements and focus on length instead. A longer passphrase, even if it's just a string of random words, can be more secure and easier to remember than password written as capital P, @ SSW, numeric 0, RD, exclamation point, followed by frantic password recovery emails. Before we wrap up this digital diatribe, let me leave you with a thought experiment. Imagine if we applied these password rules to the physical world. Your house key would have to have at least one tooth up, one tooth down, and one tooth sideways. Your car would require you to turn the key, honk the horn, and recite the first verse of Bohemian Rhapsody before starting. Absurd, right? Welcome to the world of digital security. So, dear listeners, as you navigate the treacherous waters of online security, remember, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. And by offense, I mean offensively long passwords that would make even the most dedicated hacker question their life choices. Now, if you think your password game is strong, I invite you to share it in the comments below. While you're at it, why not throw in your social security number and mother's maiden name? For science. Just kidding. Please don't. I don't want to be responsible for the digital equivalent of the Titanic. Until next time, keep your passwords long, your data encrypted, and your tinfoil hats firmly in place. I've always been fascinated by the design of brand logos and app icons. A good icon for an app should be simple, abstract, but still approachable, friendly, and unique enough to be memorable. Mozilla Firefox has that cute little fox wrapped around the globe. He's not searching the web, he's sizing up his next meal. I respect that. The Excel icon is perfect, a big green X, because nothing says fun with spreadsheets like the universal symbol for nope. The Apple Mail app icon always looks like it's smiling at me, which is odd considering it's usually delivering news that makes me want to punch a hole through my screen. The Dropbox icon is just an empty box, perfect for storing all the enthusiasm I have for file organization. An icon should represent the app that it stands for. How do you do that for AI? Can an evil spirit capture itself terrifying the new owner of the haunted house using a selfie stick? I'm just saying, how do you capture the essence of something that's going to take your job, then laugh about it? It's like picking out your own tombstone. You want it to look nice, but you're not exactly planning a long-term relationship with it. Maybe we should design AI icons like epitaphs. Here lies human relevance, 2000 BC to 2025 AD. Can you represent inevitable doom in a 32 by 32 pixel format? Branding experts say AI icons should be friendly. But if I wanted something friendly, I'd be working with puppies, not programs that are plotting to replace me. AI doesn't need a petting zoo, it needs a warning label. Maybe the icon could just be a mirror, so every time you look at it, it reminds you that we created our own replacement. Make the icon terrifying. They say icons should be unique, but for this one, maybe just use the Jolly Roger. You know, the skull and crossbones. It's honest, and honesty is rare these days. Designing an AI icon is like designing a brand logo for Satan. You want it to look friendly, but not too friendly. Old Lucifer could just do it himself. I'm sure he has a selfie stick. I assume he's the one who invented them. The perfect AI icon should be simple, abstract, and friendly. So basically the opposite of AI itself. That's what branding is all about. But perhaps the best AI icon is no icon at all. After all the tech bros clearly can't see what's coming for them. This has been the Data Science Rabbit Podcast. Look for other Data Science Rabbit Hole content across social media, places like YouTube and TikTok. You can follow me, Michael Bagalman, on LinkedIn, or just visit datasciencerabbithole.com.